The Dodgers just made a big decision on one of their players who played a vital role in the 2024 season. And now this player is going to be coming back in 2025. I'm here to tell you how he's going to help out this team as they try to go back-to-back after winning the World Series. This is another edition of Dodgers Digest. Mike Nelson here. Make sure to subscribe. I want to thank the almost 14% of the ones that are watching the videos who've already hit the subscribe button. 85% of you now hit the sub. I want to thank everybody who jumped on the channel today and hit the subscribe button. You know, myself and Brad J bring you everyday Dodger content. You don't want to miss out. Let's get right into it. Of course, we have an update from Miguel Rojas. That's right. Miguel Rojas, shortstop for the Dodgers. Breaking news, the Dodgers have exercised their club option for 2025 on shortstop Miguel Rojas per multiple reports. They're going to pay him $5 million next year. Ari Alexander, I think that's how you pronounce it, of KPRC2 Television in Houston was the first to report the decision, and it now has been confirmed by Jack Harris of the LA Times and Fabian Ardaya of The Athletic. This is, of course, big news. Miguel Rojas has been a player that has been solid for the Dodgers throughout the 2 years he's been with this team. And you got to remember, he started his career way back in 2014 with this Dodger team. Of course, went on to play with the Marlins. You know, he was gone for a bit, but he is now back. The veteran shortstop came back basically the last couple years to do what? To win a World Series. And that's exactly what he was able to be a part of in the 2024 season. And you know he was pumped up for sure, to say the least. You know, Miguel Rojas, like I mentioned, is a player that I think everybody, you know, around the Dodgers and you know, fans alike, you know, we've enjoyed having Miguel Rojas to being part of this team. You know, he's not a player that's going to, of course, hit home runs or hit for a consistent basis. You're going to always see him kind of slot in the 8th or 9th spot, especially on this kind of team, right? I mean, the Dodgers have one of the best offenses ever. So the Dodgers don't need Miguel Rojas' bat. They don't need him to hit 20 home runs. They don't even need him to hit 5 or 10 home runs. What they do need from him is his defense. I mean, this guy has been one of the top infielders in baseball ever. I mean, not just now. I mean, ever. This guy has been statistically, year in, year out, been one of the best infielders in baseball, right? You know, in terms of not committing errors, getting the outs, just positioning-wise. I mean, the guy has been very good, to say the least. And as we know, fielding is very important. It's very important. It's often overlooked, I think, in today's game. It's not something that was overlooked, you know, 20, 30 years ago, right? I mean, you watch a baseball game from the 70s or 80s. I wasn't around then, but I mean, I can watch YouTube and I do watch replays. And fielding, I think, was taken a lot more serious. Guys would take infield on a regular basis. You know, fundamental-wise, they were always, of course, charging those, you know, ground balls. They weren't waiting back like you see in today's game. And Miguel Rojas kind of brings in a bit of that old-school style when he comes to playing the shortstop position, right? You could definitely see it when he's out there, the way he plays, his aggressive style of play when fielding those baseballs and you know, trying to get batters out on double plays. Very aggressive, moves very well. Of course, does a great job tagging runners out as well when they're trying to steal. And, you know, Will Smith is one of the best catchers in the game when it comes to throwing people out. And Miguel Rojas has been the guy there to catch that ball, to tag that runner out. So defensively, Miguel Rojas has been excellent for the Dodgers, right? I mean, you can't say anything wrong about that. You know, there's been, of course, health issues with Miguel Rojas, right? He's struggled to stay healthy at times, and that's understandable, right? Because he's going to be 36 years old, right? 35, 36. Correct me if I'm wrong. But, you know, Miguel Rojas has been a player that has been, you know, consistent for the Dodgers, you know, to say the least. He has been a player that I think everybody, you know, is happy to see him come back. Comment below if you think otherwise. Do you think Miguel Rojas should be back with the Dodgers in 2025, right? Should the Dodgers have exercised that club option we get with Miguel Rojas? What do you think? I think it's the right decision. I think you got to do it. And here's the other reason why. the veteran presence. The veteran presence has been absolutely paramount for Miguel Rojas with the Dodgers. I mean, you go to any, you know how the Dodgers, of course, we got 3 celebrations in the playoffs, right? The team celebrated in the NLDS, they celebrated in the NLCS, and they celebrated in the World Series. And actually, I forgot another one. They also celebrated when they clinched the NL West. So all 4 celebrations. Who did Dave Roberts pass the, well, not the mic, but, the attention to when they were in the clubhouse? See if you guys remember. Who did Dave Roberts kind of go to right after he spoke to the team first, right? Because usually the manager is going to address the team and say, "Great job, guys. You guys were great. We accomplished our goals." Who did Dave Roberts go right after that? He went with Miguel Rojas in all 4 instances. You can go back and check the tape. Miguel Rojas was a guy talking to the team as the team leader. That's what he was doing. He wasn't obviously a factor at the end of the playoff run because of his injury, but he was still the team leader, talking to the team, motivating the guys. Especially when you look at those moments when the team clinched the NLDS and they won the NLDS and won the NLCS, you could see Miguel Rojas talking to the team and kind of saying, guys, the job is not finished. We still got a few more games to go. Our goal is to win the World Series, and that's who Miguel Rojas was for the Dodgers in those moments, right? That's exactly what the veteran presence that Miguel Rojas kind of brought to the table in those moments, right? That's exactly what he was doing. And I think that's something that's overlooked as well, kind of like the fielding in today's game, with the analytics and all that kind of stuff. The veteran presence is sometimes kind of thrown out the window. And you saw the Dodgers definitely do that. We got to be honest, trying to be objective here. The Dodgers didn't have a leader in previous years. They just did not have one, right? Clayton Kershaw never really stepped up to the plate to be that leader. And there was other guys as well that are to blame that never kind of did that. And, Miguel Rojas did. And, it didn't work at 23, right? The team, ran into some injuries. It didn't work out. But look at the results in 2024, right? And like I mentioned, Miguel Rojas is a player that didn't, factor, playing-wise at the end due to his injuries. But he was a big factor mentally for this team. Mentally. He was very important. I think that's something that the Dodgers looked at and they decided, you know what? We want that again on this team in 2025 when we try to go back-to-back, right? Because that's what the Dodgers' goal is, going back-to-back. And Andrew Freeman, this guy is all about winning. As we can see, they won a World Series now. A 162-game World Series. They've now done it. And Andrew Freeman's all about winning. He's already preparing for next year, 2025. He already is. Free agency started. The team got to work today, exercising their option on Austin Barnes and now exercising their option on Miguel Rojas. They're already at work. They're already doing the right moves. And I think I'm really happy to see Rojas back with the Dodgers in 2025. Make sure to subscribe. Let's go Dodgers. Woo!